Welcome to Microsoft Social Engagement Module 7, Automating. My name is Julie Yack. So for our agenda for this module, we'll talk through automating and creating Dynamics records from within social engagement, and this can apply to cases or leads or any of your custom entities really. Email notifications and setups, we'll talk through trend alerts and such. We'll do some auto tagging where you can reduce the effort necessary to analyze the results of your posts that you have gathered. And we'll talk through using the power of Azure with Azure Event Hubs. So automating to create Dynamics 365 records. The requirements here in their simplest of terms. You need to connect the two applications, you need to map the entity, and then the fields. You start to get new records, and then you use the power of the platform. And we spoke in more details about the power of the platform in the prior module. So to get this set up and to configure your connection, you navigate to the Connections area in Settings. You choose Dynamics 365, and then you add that connection. Once you have made that connection, you then select the name of the instance that you wish to configure. And from here, you can view, add, and edit the mapped entities. So here we have out-of-the-box ones that came set up for us already. And then we can select the different entities by clicking on the edit icon. From here, you can see that we have both system and custom entities available for mapping. Once you have selected that entity that you'd like to map, you are given your fields that are available for mapping. So you can select them all, you can add, remove, reorder them, whichever you'd like to do. Once you've done that, you can add more rules. You can have items that are linked to Dynamics 365 for creation, or other actions like assigning to individuals or offering some labeling to help feed your streams. Additionally, if we had our Azure Event Hub configured, we could automate that as well from here. That link to Dynamics options are populated by what's configured already in our prior steps. You can set up failure notifications so that those folks that are depending upon this will have information sent to them automatically if there is a failure. You can have your rules with all of the different search topics available to us. And you'll see our View and Analytics option here where we can click right through and have a look at what we have set up. You can manually create a Dynamics 365 record. You can see here that the link is grayed out, and that's just because we haven't configured it yet. You click on that to enable this dialog to be available to you. You fill in the details, and then you create it. Sometimes it takes a few moments for that record to create. Then once it's created, you click on that link, and you can navigate directly to that record. You'll see here the record as it exists in Dynamics 365. All these fields are locked. This is just information only. This is not something that we are directly working on at this point in time. We can do things with it. We can set automation based on this. You'll see we have a sentiment score. Perhaps we want to use that scoring model to trigger some workflows or give us some ideas on what we can do to handle happy or unhappy customers. You have the ability to set up email alerts. So then even if you have stakeholders in your organization or near your organization that have interest in knowing what's going on in your social engagement application, you can get that set up very easily. You can turn these on and off however you'd like. You can pause them for better effectiveness and usefulness. You can create email notifications that are automatically sent to a group of recipients if a post or a change in trend matches your filters. Alerts are user-specific and every user role can create them. You manage your existing alerts in your message center, and you can choose from two different alert types. Your post alert is you'll receive an email notification within a few hours if any new posts match your selected filters. A summary of important posts is delivered directly to your email. With this option, you can stay up to date on topics that matter most to you. And then we have trend alerts. You'll receive that email notification within just a few hours if the volume of posts for any source exceeds the statistical expectation. A trend alert only notifies you if there's a significant change in post volume. And you can see here on our configuration screen that we can toggle that based on if we want more alerts or fewer alerts. You can send these alerts to anyone inside or outside of your organization. Only the creator of these alerts can edit them, and they're only visible to them. And this is very good for specific ongoing items, but this could be quickly overwhelming to the recipient if they're continuing to get these alerts. So once we've got that alert set, if we'd like to see the data that's being pulled and used by that alert, we just click our icon here and it takes us straight to this dashboard. And this dashboard has been trimmed by the items that were made in our alert. This is an example of the email you get with your post alert. The trend alert one is very similar. It's very utilitarian, but you can see it's very full of information. It has clickable links where you can go directly to the post itself. In this instance, it's a tweet. It has the ability to go through and see which social engagement it came from and whatnot. But again, you see that I have an alert here with 182 posts. That can quickly become overwhelming to the recipient if we have these coming in all the time. So let's jump in and go and build a couple of alerts in our organization. We have two types of alerts that we can build. Let's go to our message center. You'll see that I currently have an alert already written. That's my post alert. You'll see that it's been activated. I have one recipient, myself, and I can add additional recipients if I would like to. I've got this matching based on all search topics and several different filters, which sources I might like to be interested in seeing information from. We can then make another alert that will be for trends. We're going to keep it as the type of trend. We can toggle how many alerts we may like to see. Do we want it to be more sensitive or less sensitive or somewhere in between? We need to make sure that we add a recipient. And accept that recipient. We need to give search topics or filters something that we want to know about. So let's see if any of our competitors begin trending, we'd really like to know. So right now you'll see that we would have nothing that would match, but we're going to save that and let it curate, and what will happen is it will eventually give that match to us and send those alerts our way. Now let's talk through some auto tagging options. All of these things that we've talked about, all of these analytics, all of this setup, we can do things to even make it better. We can use some organization and some automatic things that will help us with processing the posts that come in. So intention tags and custom tags are two ways that social engagement allows you to prioritize and filter your posts. When authors publish posts on social media, they have a messaging purpose in mind. The larger the number of posts, the more work intensive and time consuming it gets to read through all of these and to identify those relevant to your business. For example, to find out if authors are asking a question that you want to answer, or if they're just complaining about a service that you want to follow up on. In social engagement, once a post is acquired from a search, we can take some of that workload off your desk. Acquired posts are analyzed by machine learning-based algorithms to detect authors' intentions, or you can add your own custom tags and later promote them to be auto tags. The machine learning service makes predictions on whether posts relate to one of the supported intention tags. We recommend that you remove or add intention tags from posts if they aren't accurate, and this will help improve your machine learning. So you'll see how out-of-the-box intention tags, by default, they are turned on. You can toggle them on or off. But the ones that we're going to see most commonly are, is this a purchase? Is this a complaint? Does somebody have a request for information, or somebody have a request for support? You can enable adaptive learning on your custom tags by adding them to your list of auto tags. Social engagement applies adaptive learning on auto tags to predict tags for new incoming posts. The system learns from posts when the user makes edits and actions on the tags. Custom tags use text analytics and Azure machine learning techniques to learn patterns from posts that are manually tagged by the user. As more labeled posts become available, the service can continually learn and improve quality. Labeled posts include tags that are added by the user manually, tags that are added by the system and removed by the user. New incoming posts can be scored automatically by the servers and leveraged and tracked throughout social engagement. To improve your workflows and increase efficiency, you can leverage auto tag posts in social engagement as email alerts, streams, activity maps, and with automation rules. So previously we made a custom tag, and you can see here that we've now added an additional one called CRM. When you first build this, it takes a little while for it to go through and to determine the quality of the tag that you have. So yes, we'd like to do auto tagging, and yes, we'd like to have an idea of what's going on. But you'll see after we waited overnight that the quality of our tag is not very high. So it is suggested that we should go through and work on doing some tags of our own manually to allow this to be an automatic tag for us so we can get the full use of the system. Now we'll wrap with Azure Event Hubs. Microsoft Social Engagement has the ability to publish posts collected to Microsoft Azure Event Hubs. Microsoft Azure Event Hubs is able to capture large amounts of telemetry, in this case, the posts from social engagement, and then transform it and deliver it to one or more applications that subscribe to the data. The ability to push to Azure Event Hub opens up many integration opportunities with other systems. An example of this is using it as part of Dynamics 365 Customer Insights to include social engagement data. Dynamics Customer Insights includes a connector that, when configured, sets up the Azure Event Hubs in social engagement. This same integration pattern can be used to configure integrations with any custom receiving system. Automation rules are configured in Microsoft Social Engagement, so only posts matching are published, allowing complete control. To set this up from the social engagement side, you manage this within your connections. You can select the Microsoft Azure Event Hubs, click Add to add that event hub. You must accept or decline the disclaimer. And then from here, you can connect to the Azure Event Hub. More information on that is available through other sources, but details about Azure Event Hubs is beyond the scope of this course. So as a final review for us here, we talked through automating to create Dynamics records, talked through how to do it for cases and for leads, for custom entities, and the detail you have available to bring in the fields that interest you. We talked through email notifications, and we went over when we did a demonstration of setting up a trend alert. We configured some auto tagging options so that we can bring in and get the data analysis and intention that we need for our organization. And we talked through the Azure Event Hubs and how we can use the power of Azure to help us have a better understanding of our social engagement. Welcome to our course review for Microsoft Social Engagement. My name is Julie Yak. So throughout this course, hopefully we helped you gain an understanding of what Microsoft Social Engagement can do, what as an application it can offer to help you improve your social presence and your social footprint. We stepped through the configuration options, how to set up the users and the organizations, and we talked through the strategy of how you can use social engagement for tracking your customers, your competitors, your sales, your service, whatever part of your business that needs you to be socially engaged. We started with an introduction to understand what Microsoft Social Engagement is. We stepped through connecting and configuring your instance. We went through details of targeting the correct audience for your organization. We scanned through posts and searches and how to get quality information. We did working with posts and how we can do things with tagging and organizing them. We went through taking action on those posts. How can we act upon that? How can we respond and engage? And then we talked through automation of creating records and tracking sentiment and doing tagging and using some machine learning. Additionally, we had some great hands-on learning opportunities for you throughout the course. I highly encourage you to continue your learning and to find out more about social engagement and how it can help you and your organization in the future. Thank you.